Okay, my name is David Watkins. I'm making this brief informational kind of a explanatory video of this guitar design. I've designed and built my own acoustic guitar that has a different suspended adjustable bridge system in it with an aluminum frame. And just to give you a little background on it, whenever I first started playing guitar, I started researching whenever I wanted to make a purchase for a better instrument, a higher end, higher quality instrument. I started doing a lot of research. I got out and got my hands on a lot of different guitars and played a lot of different guitars in guitar shops. And one of the things that I found is that no matter what you pay, what price bracket you're in, all acoustic guitars are somewhat plagued by the same issues over time. They have to have a truss rod adjustment or a neck reset based on temperature and moisture changes. And another thing that people struggle with is the setup, getting the strings, the height of the strings or the action of the guitar set up just right so that the distance from the strings to the frets makes it playable, user-friendly. And as I studied these guitars, I found some that I really liked, but they were like $10,000 instruments. And I thought, wow, maybe I could just build a guitar for that kind of money. You know, I couldn't afford to pay $10,000 for a guitar. And one of the things I read on one of the builders' sites was in order to know the function of the soundboard or the top of a guitar, you have to perform a mental exercise. He said that you have to try to imagine a guitar being strung up with the strings attached without a soundboard on it. Whenever you do this, you realize that the function of the soundboard is not only to resonate and have tonal quality, but it also has to have a structural integrity that withstand 130 pounds of pressure approximately of tuned strings. Whenever you tighten the tuning heads, and apply that pressure to this bridge, it's going to be pulling with approximately 130 pounds of pressure. This got my wheels turning, and I thought, how could I design a guitar that could be strung without a soundboard? And I thought, what if I could design a guitar that in one design, one fell swoop, could eliminate neck resets, truss rod adjustments, and provide a structural member that could withstand that pressure so that you could make the top thinner and the bracing lighter. And so I'm stewed on this for a while, and what I came up with was this design. This is made out of aluminum. What I have here is I don't know if you can see down the neck of that guitar. Can you see that there?
Not all the way.
Okay.
Lower it.
Well, I have the fretboard is flat, and in a T configuration, a perpendicular to that, I have this member down the back of the neck. So this will all be concealed inside of a normal looking acoustic guitar. If I turn this around, you see this silver, that's the perpendicular member to the fretboard. I have this silver member. This is flat, parallel, that the fretboard is glued to or attached to. And so that provides a rigid neck that never will have to be reset, never will have to have a truss rod adjustment. And the thing that I thought about is, how does sound travel most efficiently? Through the air, not so much, but the more dense the material, the more readily sound travels. For example, whale songs travel thousands of miles. And like if you ever watched old Indian cowboy movies, they could put their ear to the rail and hear a train coming. it's a matter of fact, you know, I know that's, a lot of that could be fiction, but a matter of fact, they would communicate with the rail. They would tap telegraphic signals on the rail and communicate with people up and down the railway, because those waves would travel through the rail, because it's more dense material that would travel greater distances. Well, the metal that I have inside of this design is more dense than wood. The only two places that the strings make contact with this guitar, even a normal wooden guitar, is at the nut and the bridge, you know, the saddle. And so my design, the nut and the saddle are attached through this metal, which the sound waves will resonate more readily through, and the energy of the strings will be transferred more efficiently, so that you'll have an enhanced sustain and improved tone quality. Because with this member, this bridge plate that's adjustable, you can reduce the amount of bracing and you can make the soundboard thinner. So just a little demonstration of how this neck member is attached to this this bridge suspension system. The only two places the body of the guitar attaches and touches is at the tail block and at the top here, head block, or just like a traditional normal guitar. The rest of this member, the rest of this design is suspended without touching any part of the guitar. And the only place that it makes contact is at the bridge plate and at the top of the neck. So whenever I first got this thing back, the first thing I did is I flicked this. I don't know if you can, we'll see if that, you can hear that ring like a bell. And I thought, man, I might be onto something here, because that's gonna, you know, you want your guitar to ring, right? So the design is, though, that makes this altogether different is this bridge plate is adjustable. This bridge suspension system is adjustable. So if I turn this screw, instead of a truss rod adjustment, I have a hinge here. I have this 1/4-inch rod stock, and this is a patent pending design. I have submitted this with U.S. Patent Office, and I have a patent ID number and a law firm that is representing me. So just want to make sure that's clear. And so if I adjust this screw, this machine screw here at the top of this hinge, you can see the bridge plate will go out and apply pressure outward on the bridge. This also not only changes the tone of dynamics, you know, and sustain of the guitar, but also can slightly raise the string height and the action of the strings from the distance of the strings to the fret. You know, so if I reverse that and loosen it, you can see that bridge plate comes in and it pulls inward on the bridge. And so this behaves as a spring, basically, and it pulls in to resist the pressure, the tension of the strings. So I have one functioning prototype here of a guitar that I've already built, and here's the hole where the machine screw is. You can see the sound hole on this guitar. I don't know if you, the sound hole in this guitar is on the side. It's designed for the player. It projects the sound up towards me as I play instead of out for an audience. But that is all, that's not the design. That's not the patent part of the design. You can make the sound hole anywhere you want. Anyway, that's a brief description of this device and what it does and how it is different. And I believe it could revolutionize acoustic guitar design as we know it. And I believe it has enhanced the tone and the sustain of the instrument. And I believe it's a better design in that it eliminates neck resets and neck warping. And that's a little bit about it, and look forward to maybe fielding questions and talking to you in the future. Thank you.